For the first time in Australia, the mid-size Hyundai Tucson is being offered with a hybrid powertrain, and that combines the sprightly turbo-powered engine with a fuel efficiency improving electric motor, and it might just be enough to swing you over to becoming a hybrid fan. The combinations available for the updated Tucson makes it a proper competitor against Australia's darling, the Toyota RAV4. But the Nissan X-Trail e-Power and Kia Sportage remain strong rivals. And I've been family testing the mid-spec Elite Hybrid with the N Line option pack this week to see just how it handles family life. So keep watching if you want to find out what we've discovered. There are 6 variants for the Hyundai Tucson now with the release of the hybrid powertrain. And all 6 variants get the choice of being either a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive with either the petrol or hybrid powertrain. And all variants also get the option of adding the N Line option pack. So you should be able to get the combination you really want now. The model on test here is the mid-spec Elite Hybrid N Line, and its price tag positions it towards the top end of the market, even beating the RAV4, but you do get a feature-heavy model for your cash. The standard equipment for the Elite Hybrid N Line model includes a powered driver's seat, heated front seats, and a lovely mix of leather and suede upholstery that also features red accents throughout. There's upgraded tech in the way of the new dual 12.3-inch display screens, which now also feature wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But the full specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. The Hyundai Tucson has seen a minor facelift on the exterior, but most of the changes are in the cabin itself. With the N Line option pack, you get 19-inch alloy wheels, an extension of the body paneling in place of black plastic trims, as well as N Line badging across the car. However, with that pack, you are limited to just 4 exterior paint choices. The front now features these stacked LED DRLs, which tie in with the Fang-like rear LEDs. The origami-like paneling is a tad more severe than the previous model, which definitely helps it stand out from a class that's heavy on rivals. The dashboard has been completely reconfigured and now houses a curved display panel that has the new upgraded tech screens. There's also a 6.6-inch climate control panel, and the center console has also been redesigned to look like it's floating with the addition of a new cubby underneath it. This definitely looks like it's leading in the modern times now and is certainly a pleasant cabin to be in. The cabin up front is really spacious and you don't jostle for elbow room when you have a front passenger as well. I like how comfortable the seats are. On a longer journey, you might still get a bit of fatigue because the lumbar support isn't quite where I would want it to be, but the heat function is lovely. This SUV is really easy to get in and out of, and there haven't been any groans from any of my passengers this week, from oldies and kids alike, which is a total win. Individual storage is excellent for the class now with the redesign in the cabin. You get a dedicated shelf in front of the front passenger, as well as this extra large cubby underneath the center console, which easily holds a handbag. The usual nooks and crannies are decently sized, but the storage bins do remain on the shallower side. Charging options are good with 2 USB-C ports, a wireless charging pad, and a 12-volt socket to choose from. And I really like the position of the wireless charging pad. It's in a good location and it has a grippy liner so your phone doesn't move around. The upgraded multimedia system looks great with its graphics and is easy to use. This system also has built-in sat-nav and over-the-air updates, which is great. And there's enough customizations available to really personalize your driving profile. For the class, this back row is really good on head and legroom, and no matter the passenger, you should be able to get comfortable back here. Like I mentioned, access to this row is really good for people, but also for sliding in a child seat. On that note, there are ISOFIX child seat mounts on the outboard seats plus 3 top tethers. You might get lucky in fitting 3 skinny child seats, and I had no issue fitting my monster booster seat this week. I will note too that the almost flat floor means that middle seaters should be able to get comfortable. Individual storage is good in this row with 2 big mat pockets and 4 drink holders. Other amenities are also okay with directional air vents, a single reading light and 2 USB-C ports, as well as a fold-down armrest. My son did mention that the windowsill sit quite high in this model, so he didn't get the view he usually likes, but was otherwise okay back here. The boot aperture is nice and wide, you get a level loading space and a pretty good capacity at 582 litres for the class. The back row has a 60-40 split, but it doesn't actually fold flat, kind of springs up a bit, which might get annoying if you do a big Bunnings run. Back here you get a 12-volt socket, as well as a space saver spare tyre underneath the floor, and a power tailgate, which I always find is handy. The Elite Hybrid N Line model has a hybrid powertrain that combines an electric motor with a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbo-petrol engine. Together they produce 172 kilowatts of power and 367 newton-meters of torque, which is more than enough to make this mid-size SUV feel spirited. This particular variant has an all-wheel drive and a 6-speed auto transmission, which sometimes over-revs but is mostly smooth with its changes. The new hybrid powertrain delivers respectable power delivery, enough so that this feels pretty zippy in the city and is a pleasant open road cruiser. There are occasions where it over revs when you're trying to get up to speed, and it does take a little while to get used to the touchy brake and accelerator, but easy car to drive. On the hybrid side of things, the regen braking is mostly automatic and you don't really notice it. And this does go into pure EV mode on occasion, but it does seem to just want to kick in whenever it feels like it. You don't really know when it's going to happen. But when it does happen, the engine noise is almost nil. And on a whole, the cabin is pretty refined. Not super loud in terms of road or wind noise either. The suspension is not too soft, not too hard. You still feel some of the bigger bumps, but mostly it feels pretty good on the road. There is some rolling corners, steering's still responsive though, and while I wouldn't call the handling dynamic, it's still pretty agile to be fun. My little family and I went off the paved stuff this week and hit muddy and gravel roads, and I was pretty impressed with how this all-wheel drive hybrid system actually handled itself. I didn't have any oh no moments, and I do feel like while it's not an off-roader, if you do want to hit a few little adventuring pursuits on the weekend, you should be able to do it in this. The Hyundai Tucson is mid-sized, so it's not too hard to park to begin with, but it has really good front and rear parking sensors, as well as a very clear reversing camera. So this is pretty much a good friend when it comes to parking. The official combined fuel cycle figure is a low 5.3 litres per 100 kilometres, and my real world usage came out at 6 litres. That is an excellent figure, especially considering that I did mostly open road driving this week, which is when hybrids are at their most inefficient. So very good result. Based on the official fuel cycle and the 53 litre fuel tank, you should be able to get a theoretical driving range of 981 kilometres, which is really good for those people who like to do road trips or the big family camping trips. The Hyundai Tucson has a maximum 5-star ANCAP safety rating from testing done in 2021, and the hybrid variants are covered by this as well. It features 7 airbags, including the newer front center airbag, and also has a long list of safety features. Hyundai have finally listened to consumers and made a way to turn off the sound alerts for the very annoying traffic sign recognition tech. And you don't have to access multiple menus to do it now, which is great. The lane keeping aid is a little bit too intrusive for my liking, but the full safety specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au. Hyundai offers the Tucson with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, and the battery with an 8-year or up to 160,000 kilometre warranty, which is pretty standard for the class now. You can pre-purchase up to 5 years worth of services, and the 5-year option costs $2,040, which is on par with its rivals. Servicing intervals could get a little bit annoying at every 12 months or 10,000 kilometres, whichever occurs first. The updated Hyundai Tucson Elite Hybrid N Line offers family space, features, and easy enough handling for everyday stuff, as well as the occasional adventuring pursuit. The price point is a bit higher than the previous model, but you get a lot of bang for your buck, and my little family of 3 were pretty comfortable this week, so it gets an 8.1 out of 10 from me. My son thought this was nice, but didn't rave about this one. He gives it a 7 out of 10. If you're after more details, check out the full review at carsguide.com.au, and I'll see you next week.